I wanted to touch on this. Meta's former stablecoin exec launches Lightning Spark, adopting Bitcoin. After years of attempting to launch a stablecoin for Meta, formerly Facebook, David Marcus has adopted Bitcoin and its Lightning Network. Tech giant's former lead on failed DM or Libra project has launched a new company, Lightspark, backed by likes of Horowitz, Paragon, Paradigm, Co2, and Matrix Partners. Lightning Spark will develop back-end infrastructure for businesses interested in using Bitcoin's Lightning Network, which facilitates low fees through payment channels and for small transactions like buying coffee. Developers created Lightning to take some of the data processing load off Bitcoin blockchain, which has very limited storage space. Despite the initial controversy and growing pains in early versions of Lightning, it has rapidly gained traction as a way to issue small payments without ludicrous fees. Lightspark's closest competitors, including Blockstream, Bitcoin's largest infrastructure company, it cooperates Core Lightning, the biggest implementation of Lightning. Another rival, Strike, already operates a Lightning payments in 200 countries. Cloud Lightning node provider Voltage is also a competitor, making it easier for Lightning users to spin up a hosted node. I wanted to share we're starting a new company called Lightspark. To explore, build, and extend the capabilities and utility of Bitcoin. First step, we actively assembling a team to dive deeper into Lightning Network. I just thought it was interesting because you're seeing more and more adoption of like the Lightning Network and stuff, and for a long time, right? Like Bitcoin can't do a whole lot besides just being a store of value or trading against itself or being held and the price going up and down. And I like this idea that it can, be robust and do some small other things at least and have some utility, because obviously I think people, Bitcoin's the longest crypto. It's been around forever, and they're like, okay, how can we get a little more use out of this? Just kind of neat to see. Any thoughts on this?
Not really. I got distracted. Go back.
We're just talking about the Lightning Network. And the utility, because Bitcoin never really had utility on top of Lightning Network.
Oh, okay. So Lightning is pretty much Bitcoin's like a Litecoin type of situation.
Sort of.
Yeah, which is a faster transaction.
Do some other things.
Yeah, it can do faster transactions, cheaper transactions, less gas fees, and all that good stuff. Okay, got it.
There's just more adoption of Lightning Network. So.
Dude. Litecoin's looking tasty, bro.
Is it?
Yeah,
liking it?
Yeah, dude. I never thought I'd ever see this price ever again in my life, Litecoin. Because Litecoin's such a key, for transactions. So what I was looking at, I was distracted while you were talking, and it said, a little sub link was saying, South Korea upset at Do Kwon and Terra, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we had this conversation a few podcasts ago about North Korea hacking. So right. I'm pretty sure they're having a good time because I'm pretty sure they had a lot of that stuff from people that they hacked.
What are we talking about?
Terra Luna.
The
North Korean.
They stole Bitcoin.
They stole Terra. All hearsay and speculation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No one.
But if it went to zero.
But please feel free to go to North Korea and find out for me. If I'm wrong,
go with Rodman.
Yes, if I'm wrong, please feel free to fly. Book your flight to North Korea. Let me know what's going on over there because I'm really curious. But what I'm saying is if there's people that literally stole billions of dollars, one of the greatest heists that I would think, in the world.
Talking about Terra?
Terra Luna, yeah. Terra Luna's Terra Luna's in my eyes. I gotta go back to this because this is not gonna stop. This is the theme of the night. You know what I mean? So Terra Luna's one of the biggest heists that ever happened in the world.
We're gonna find out.
And if it was a heist, okay, we're gonna find out. Allegedly, we don't know what's going on. Allegedly, we don't. I don't know what's going on. But I like to speculate, and I like the sauce. I like the sauce. It's a tasty sauce.
You definitely like the sauce.
This sauce is really good. And it gets me thinking. So what if majority of these people were North Korean people, and they can't be extradited if they do find out? You know what I mean? What if it links back to North Korea? And we've read articles where they're like literally hacking people, and there's nothing people can do about it because it's North Korea.
That's true.
I'm not trying to accuse North Korea of anything, but what if?
Yeah.
Would that be cause for they're saying that South Korea is upset
Right.
at Terra.
Yeah.
What if it comes to fight?
It's based there.
I understand that,
Okay.
but what if North Korea was the cause of terror going down? Right. Would that be a cause for a war?
There you go.
There you go. That's all I want.
See, your thought makes me have a funny thought of like, dude, South Korea making this crypto that makes like $40 billion of value. And then they know that North Korea takes it and they go, F you, and we like destroy it because they're like, we're going to meme on you, all the stuff that you stole. That's where I go. It's like,
you gotta stand up, man.
It's like
I can't let them do this.
And then the guys in South Korea can be like, dude, we're doing the responsible thing by stealing this from North Korea. They're like, biggest twist, mind blown forever.
We got all your money back. We're going to airdrop it all back.
We stole it from Kim Jong-un, like.
Whoever was
and then.
Matter, but it's probably him.
Yeah. That's hilarious and so stupid. I love it.
Stupid, but dude.
We're having a good time.
The plot on this is wild, dude. Yeah. Like, it's totally wild. They can write a movie about this, dude. Like,
I was getting my staking rewards of my wife's.
Yeah, exactly. No, she has your money. Yeah. That's the way it works, dude.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get her, and instead,
she got you. She got you. Yeah. That's the way it is, man. You know what I mean? Bad investments. But anyways, let's move on. I just had this like crazy idea of like, because like we read the article a few weeks back or podcasts back where it was like, North Korea just hacks everybody and no one can do anything about it because no one's going to go there. Right. No one can go there unless you bring tons of people and guns and bombs. And stuff.
It's a great way to make $900 million or $1 billion from nobody if you oppose them. Yeah. I don't know if they have that kind of capital, but I guess
they do now. They do now.
I mean, billions, they do now. But $1 billion isn't that much for a whole GDP either, so... Maybe they had it, right?
But wasn't the whole Terra Luna market cap like $30 billion?
But what I'm saying is they needed like at least $1 billion to break the system.
Yeah,
so $1 billion's not that much, like for a whole country.
It's not that. I'm not trying to say that. Like, I'm not trying to.
They needed that to do
it. I'm not trying to say that they like loaned them the money to bring down Terra Luna. I'm trying to say that they were like more of like protecting, like they were like, okay, well, you're gonna do this, we're gonna get, like, you guys got the money, you got $1 billion, how much are you gonna make out of this? And they're like, oh, we'd make about, with everybody selling, we'd probably could sell early, we could probably make about this 30 billion, we can make about 15, 17 billion out of this.
Who's we?
The people that collapsed the system.
North Korea, South Korea.
No, whoever was a genius behind this, whoever's a mastermind.
This is the most Eddie Bravo I've ever seen you.
Yeah, dude. I'm just saying. Whoever masterminded this idea and went to Kim Jong-un and was like, dude, bro. And hopefully, I wish I was Dennis Rodman that did this, dude. It'd be way more entertaining. Yeah. Dude can't make a free throw to save his life, but he could come up with a mastermind idea to bring down Terra Luna. I love it. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I don't even know if this part's gonna stick in the podcast.
It's hilarious.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna stick. It's entertaining, and this is all entertainment, by the way. None of this is financial advice. We're not.
Dear God, I hope
we're not financial advisors.
North Korea stole Terra's funds.
We're not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. If you listen to us and you buy what we tell you to buy, you will lose all your money. Well, partially. Yeah. Depending on how fast you pull out.
We're never going to tell you to buy anything.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you to buy anything.
There's interesting things out there. And check them out yourself. Yeah,
we've never told you to buy anything. And if things do go south, just pull out.
Dude. Don't look for us.
Don't message us. We don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? We get it enough from.
We like you and thanks for watching.
Yeah. You guys are good people for listening to us and
honestly, you're ahead of the curve if you're looking at this stuff.
If you're looking at us, you're really ahead of the curve because we don't. I'm not just coming up with a crazy. Okay, I did come up with a crazy idea.
We're having some fun.
We're having fun,
but in the spirit.
But then also we actually bring up facts things that are going on. We're not just here trying to sell you on a dream. We're not selling you on anything. We're just informing you.
Or selling you on be strategic and smart for
Yes,
long term to do some good for yourself, Like, come along with us as we guide through all this nonsense of 20,000 meme coins, right? We're on the river getting away from the meme coins. So, I thought it might be a good time. Well, that was a fun rabbit trail. I hope everybody's still with us. That was fine. It's funny. It's whatever. If you can't figure out that North Korea, was not stealing something, then you're probably okay. I mean, it's kind of a hilarious claim. You should be able to know better.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real to me, man.
All right, guys. Turns out I need another podcast dude to do this. Like, you can send your applications in. I don't know what to do with this guy.
Come on, man. They ain't no application. They ain't no school for this. They ain't no certification for
Yeah.
this.
I got some other people lined up.
Line them up. Rack them up.
Like, it's in, never mind. But we did touch on Lightning Network, so I thought maybe might as well just touch on it a little more. What is Lightning Network? Bitcoin's scalability solution. Lightning Network is a scaling solution that attempts to address Bitcoin's slow transaction speeds with high transaction costs. In brief, because the way it's built, Bitcoin suffers from low transaction speeds and high transaction costs. The Lightning Network is a second layer solution that speeds up transactions while reducing costs by skirting the main Bitcoin chain. Bitcoin has been hampered by its own popularity thanks to the way the blockchain is designed. The speed of transactions is slow and cost of transactions has gone up. Researchers, developers, and Bitcoin community have been trying to come up with a way of allowing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to accommodate more transactions. Their best efforts to date focused around something called Lightning Network. Can it fix cryptocurrency scaling problems? We find out below. Bitcoin's current limitation, speed, and cost. There are two limitations we need to explain when it comes to blockchain before we can explore how people are trying to fix it. The first is speed. In a blockchain, blocks are essential groups of transactions collected together. As a part of the blockchain's design, there are only so many transactions included in a block. If your transaction doesn't make it into the current block, it joins a queue. That queue can take anywhere from a few minutes to potentially a day or more to process, depending on how many other transactions are queued in the mempool. That limits the blockchain's use as a medium to process quick transactions like buying a cup of coffee. No one wants to wait around for the network to verify you got the cash. The second is cost. Bitcoin's network and others are built upon a consensus pool protocol called proof of work. This is where miners expend energy trying to solve a difficult puzzle to help offset the cost of equipment and energy. Using that calculation, miners charge transaction fees. While the system is small, the number of transactions that are need verifying are few and far between. The network works well and transaction costs are low. When the network grows, however, so does the cost of transaction fees, since there is a limited space on each newly minted block. As a result, only highest transaction fees are processed during that time's high load. Bitcoin scalability can challenge become apparent towards the end of 2017 when millions of people jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon, struggled to cope with the number of transactions. In its peak in December 2017, the average cost to process one transaction on a blockchain, whether it was $1 or $1,000, was $37. That's a lot. That made Bitcoin uneconomical as a form of currency, since the transaction fee would be higher than the actual payment for many small transactions. That's where Lightning comes in. So what is the Lightning Network? Lightning Network is a second layer solution top of Bitcoin network, meaning that it is built separately from Bitcoin network but interacts with it. It's made up of a system of channels that allow people or companies to move money between one another without needing to use blockchain to verify the transaction. It bears similarities to the current settlement system used by companies like Visa and MasterCard. While when you pay for something, it's not instantly settled. Instead, there's a quick verification of funds from the buyer and the request from the seller, giving green light for the transaction to take place. The settlement of the funds happens later, in some cases days or weeks later. The Lightning Network is run by a network of nodes that process payments and transactions that commonly use as QR codes instead of complex public keys. The bottom line is that it allows for faster payments with lower fees. In theory, it could allow thousands or even hundreds of thousands of transactions to take place instantly, making it great for smaller transactions. Who came up with the idea? The Lightning Network has its origins in musings by Satoshi Nakamoto and pseudonyms creator of Bitcoin, but it was formalized by researchers Joseph Poon and Thaddeus Dragea, who published a white paper for the Lightning Network on January 14, 2016. In it, they argued the network of micropayment channels could fix the scalability issues of the Bitcoin network rather than changing the Bitcoin network itself to allow more transactions. Lightning Labs, a blockchain engineering lab, helped to launch a beta version Lightning Network in March 2018 alongside a host of individuals and other companies, including ACI and Q and Blockstream. It was initially funded at 2.5 million seed investment round, which included notable investor Jack Dorsey, whose company Square has since funded several grants for Bitcoin and Lightning Network projects. The first version of Lightning Network was launched on Bitcoin in March 2018. The Lightning Network was first attempt at a second layer solution, but others followed. How does the Lightning Network work? The Lightning Network speeds up transactions while reducing costs by skirting the main Bitcoin blockchain. It was unstructured network set up around it. The channels are around ad hoc peer-to-peer connections, which payments are made. Any number of payments can be set in a channel. The network is maintained by nodes that route payments. Nodes are run by everyday people or corporations running a program on their desktops, laptops, or Raspberry Pis. This keeps the Lightning Network decentralized. It's pretty neat. To start using the Lightning Network, any amount of Bitcoin needs to be locked up on a payments channel. Then it can be spent across the Lightning Network until the channel is closed. When someone wants to receive a transaction, they create what's known as an invoice. These are long alphanumeric string of digits, which is often represented in QR codes. The person who wants to make the payment simply needs to scan this invoice with their Lightning wallet and confirm by providing a digital signature that they want to make the payment. When a payment is made, the confirmation is sent across the network to the person who originally made the request. This is known as a peer-to-peer network and means the processing of payments is not reliant on any one party. This typically happens in just a few seconds, hence the name Lightning. Since the payments are not made on the Bitcoin blockchain, they're not subject to long wait times and high fees. This means much smaller payments or micropayments can be made for as little as one Satoshi, 100th million of a Bitcoin. This makes it much more suitable for everyday transactions, while larger transactions can be made on the Bitcoin network. Once someone has finished the Lightning Network, they can close their channel and exit the network. This means they can use their Bitcoin again on the standard Bitcoin network. So, any thoughts on this? Pretty neat.
Yeah. It's always great when you can make Bitcoin cheaper and faster.
For sure.
You know, it's pretty much what I got out of it. It was like, hey man, we're gonna make Bitcoin faster. It's gonna be you're gonna be able to use it as a payment method. You're gonna be able to use your QR code, which we already have, as a wallet, and they would also incorporate the ability to bill somebody, which is to me that's more of a contract. Like a contract, you'll be able to write contracts at that point. That's what contracts are.
Decentralized.
Yeah.
Contract, something like that.
Yeah. The contracts are the thing that a lot of rich people, like Mark Cuban, people like that, they always like talk about. They're like, oh, you can use a lot of contracts and stuff, but you don't really know when they throw that word around. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what contract? Like, you're talking about like an agreement, but it's more like a payment method. It's a payment method, a contractual payment method that you can do. Yeah, and we need that, but right now that's not reality. Right now it's what it is. It's, I send you money, you send me money, and the government taxes me on that. And then you got to go do your taxes, and you got to talk about like all these little transactions you had on your tax return. It's just a headache. They need to, come up with a better way of doing your taxes. Hopefully there's just going to be a point where they're like, okay, you send money to people, we're fine with that. Even though they're taxing like Cash App now, like Cash App and Venmo and all that are being taxed if it's like more than like $900 or something like that. I can't remember what the amount was, but it was more. If it's more,
600 was one of them.
Okay, let's say 500. I'll say if you send more than $500, you got to answer the IRS. Yeah. Why can't we do that with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency? You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to answer for little minimal, like, $20 transactions?
Which is interesting too, because you can still give gifts, like federally. Like it used to be 10,000, now it's 15,000. So, I mean, obviously, a lot of like businesses do like work under the table, but there's no reason why I can't give you, 10, 15 grand and it just be considered a gift. So it's not taxed. Right. I mean, that's something that people really underutilize a lot. So that's just interesting also.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I got from it was, we're making Bitcoin better. This is how Bitcoin's going to go up to 100,000, and that's usability. It's going to be used as a payment method because everyone complains about how expensive it is, gas fees, which is the most expensive out of any gas fee out there. Like Bitcoin's expensive. Ethereum's less expensive.
Still expensive.
Still expensive, but not as expensive as this. We actually talked about it on a previous podcast regarding USDT and how like that worked, and then how like USDT has 3 different brackets. It has a TRC20, it's got ERC20, and then I can't remember the big.
It's the Omni.
Omni one's the one where like it's
Bitcoin,
like
yep.
it automatically charges you a crazy amount of gas fee. It doesn't matter what you send, but it's
Most secure.
It's the most secure one, yeah, and I understand that. But TRC is my thing. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. People are like, "Whoa, I already got my payment, or my transaction." I'm sorry,
They only take like 0.2, right? It's
no. It's equivalent to $1. If you're like on a platform, they will charge you $2, because they're bad people. They're bad people. But like if you're on like a trust wallet and you're trying to send it to somebody, TRC20. You literally need TRC token in your wallet to cover the gas fee, which is only like equivalent to like 20 cents or something like that. It's very minimal. Yeah, but the platforms do charge a lot of money to send things out because you're limiting their, supply in the platform.
I guess all I meant is the actual like TRC, like the blockchain. And like the wallet transactions only takes like a very small amount, whereas like Bitcoin or something, I think it was like 30% or something ridiculous. Like if you send $100, they're taking $30. Where Tron, I think it was like 2. So the actual blockchain takes a fee, right? Of course, yes. But then you're talking about, I don't know, if you're sending over another platform, it might take another cut, which is even bigger. So
yeah. Exactly what he said.
Exactly what I said.
So the platform charges you money, and then therefore the miners for the logging of the transaction in the blockchain charges you gas fee. So you have 2 different transactions going on at that point. You have the platform making money, and you have you got to pay the miner for deciphering your transaction or logging your transaction in the blockchain. So. Wasn't interested. Yeah, if you make all this cost go down, it's going to be better for everybody because people can do more transactions for less quantities and you get more, activity. Yeah. That's pretty much what I was trying to say.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, Bitcoin is the biggest and is most secure, most known. Maybe people don't feel comfortable, or if you're a first-time user, you want to use Lightning Network because there's Bitcoin as brand recognition and name behind it where you feel safe. Whereas if you go somewhere else, you don't know what Ethereum is or XYZ and all these other coins that might be very reputable, but you don't know them and whatever. So yeah, if you want to do smaller transactions, like it was saying, it's going to be $30, $40 just to transact on Bitcoin at all. No one wants to do that. So if we have the Lightning Network and we can do smaller transactions, then everybody's happy. There's some utility built in, just adds value to the network. I think people realize that Bitcoin could be around another 100 years, right? You might as well add some utility and functionality to it besides what it already does super well, super secure, everything. I would almost argue it's unbreakable at this point, so we might as well throw another layer 2 on top of it. As long as they can make that really secure too and do it really well, then it's great because this is not going anywhere.
Yep.